Good morning, gorgeous humans. I had a feeling to jump on into the live. I'm sitting at my desk right now, just going through and organizing things for 2021. And yeah, just had a feeling to jump on live. I've been really quiet over this last weekend because oh my gosh. So this last weekend, my phone died. I think I really needed it to, and I feel like I've been saying this a lot. Just checking out and not being as available as I have been in the past. And just what that does, it totally renews me. It brings and infuses motivation into everything that I do, which includes this work too, which I feel so passionate and drawn to and am loving it. But yeah, this last weekend was actually epic. It was definitely up there with one of my most favorite weekends ever, and it was just so simple. I just went to my brother's property with my partner and we just enjoyed time together and like off the grid, just enjoying each other's company and reconnecting to the land and the elements and just being in the present moment without worrying about anything. And that has been such a beautiful gift for me. Like, I now feel like I feel like I've done my renewal for the new year in a way over this last weekend, and that I kind of feel ready to start again, even though it's December and it probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm really leaning into, things that don't necessarily make a lot of sense, but that feel right. And yeah, so that's where I am at with that. But yeah, it's interesting because I'm getting so many messages from different people who are going through faith crises, who have experienced leaving the church or questioning church, and then the vilification that sort of comes along with that. I've been receiving a lot of messages, and I have actually started a Facebook group called Healing After Religion, I think it's called. And you can find the link for that in the bio. In the link in my bio, there's like a little link that'll get you to that Facebook page. Now, I haven't done anything on that Facebook page yet. I've just created it because I know that I'm going to be adding to it more in the future. But if you wanted to go there, it's primarily women. You can join if you're a man too. Like, I don't have an issue with that. However, I mean, my narrative is from the female point of view. So if you're happy to listen along, then you're more than welcome to join. Any insight is more than welcomed, and it'll be a place that it's a private group, so things won't be able to be shared, because I really want to create this safe space for people to openly question. And I have had a few, I guess a hesitation I've had with coming forward about this sort of work is if people are thinking that I am encouraging people to leave any kind of organized religion. And in actual fact, that's definitely not my intention. My intention with creating this platform and, healing after religion particularly, is more about, I know how it feels to be so isolated from everyone that you've known and loved, to instantly lose respect overnight because you make a decision to follow what feels authentic to you and not what you were raised in. So it's not a matter of me trying to encourage anyone to leave a religion. It's actually more to the point of being there to help them establish their own, what feels right to them. And for some people, it feels right to stay in a religion, and who, just like you wouldn't pressure anyone to be in a religion, you wouldn't pressure anyone to leave a religion either, because I kind of see that as being very similar. Hey Tina. So I sort of see any type of a pressure towards one particular point of view as really not the right type of motivation, especially when it comes to spirituality. I think spirituality is such an individual thing, and the idea of keeping it fixed in one kind of a container just doesn't seem like or having it look one certain way doesn't seem authentic, because everyone is just so different. And that's why some of the big things that I talk about is your relationship to your own spirituality, whatever that looks like. And some people, they are going to be atheist and they're going to wonder about spirituality, if it's even a thing, and that's okay. Like, I think allowing us to be wherever the heck we are is super important, because resistance to that is actually just going to stop you from moving anywhere. It'll keep you stuck in it for longer. So when you go through a stage of anger, and this can be like with spirituality, with anything that happens to you, if you go through a stage of anger and you don't want to stay there, you don't want to be angry, so you are pushing back on the anger, it will stay there longer because you actually haven't processed it. It's an emotion that needs to be processed. So any type of grieving, and leaving a religion is there's grieving that's involved in that. There's grieving that's involved with becoming, single after being in a long-term relationship. There's a grieving process that happens when you become a single mum. There's a grieving process that happens whenever you start to change yourself in a big way, because you're starting to re-identify as someone else, and you're like, oh, but I had this vision of what I wanted my life to look like, and it doesn't look like that. So you start to grieve the vision that you had planned. And yeah, there's a lot of questioning about your own authenticity. Am I doing the right thing? Am I living in alignment? And that's where spirituality kind of comes into it. It's really tapping into this core and eternal part of yourself that's just like, hang on, am I good? Are we good right now? And then kind of going, okay, yeah, no, something feels right about it, and I'm just going to trust and lean into that. And that's where so much grace comes into it. Like having that core strength in your own spirituality, your own relationship to your spiritual self, or something higher than you, or God, having that as the core of everything that you kind of work from, it really creates this beautiful peace in your life, where you can lay your head on a pillow and you can know that everything's going to be okay because you're living in your integrity. It really gets you to a place of just a deep trust in yourself and a deep trust in the universe. It also means that you allow yourself grace to be so completely human. And even with the things like when you get to a place where you can just love yourself, even in your most impurest moments, and you look back on things that you've been shameful about in the past, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can see where you were coming from there. That's the beauty of creating this spiritual practice, is you start to embody a lot of these traits that spiritual masters in the past have shown us, like Christ, like his unconditional love. And yeah, perfect or maybe not perfect, like who am I to say? He was human, but I feel as though there's like a movement towards this grace, this love, this acceptance. And when we can start to do that with ourselves, it's so much easier to do it with other people too, and allow them their space to be imperfect, So that's what I'm about. It's not about leaving religion. It's not about, it's about honoring you as your own self, honoring you, honoring your process, learning about you, learning about your process, and really leaning into a trust of that deep sense of being held and caught. And I believe that spirituality has that, and that everyone is able to find that sense of peace wherever they are, no matter what the hell is going on around them. We are able to find that sense of peace and grounding, and then we can then move forward from there, not even knowing exactly what it's going to look like, but just trusting that everything is going to work out in your highest favor. I hope this has been helpful. I am sending you so much love. I'm going to get back to my planning. I've got a few things to do today with my daughter, and I'm back. Thank you for allowing me that space to just be for a while. I love you so much. Enjoy your week.